Hello, and welcome to another update video about LINK. LINK is basically in the same posture that it was in yesterday already, same structure. Yesterday I highlighted to you that we might see one more low here, so that we could get 5 waves down in this, I don't want to move all of it, in this C wave. So we're going to zoom in a minute and put a micro count on this. But what is more important than a micro count is it's literally the support levels and the relevant pivots. Yeah, as long as they are holding, there's no change really. But these levels are pure gold because they tell us when basically the structure is changing. So when the market is changing its face, when the market is changing its behavior. That's what we need to understand, and we only get that by observing those pivots, those key levels. So let's do that. Let's start actually with the June low that you can see there on the left-hand side on the chart. The here, oops, what's that? Oh, that's new down there. The June low here it was the 11th of June at around $4.90. That's when we can count the beginning of this potential leading diagonal pattern. So we have a wave 1 to the upside, a wave 2 to the downside, a wave 3 to the upside, wave 4 possibly complete. That's currently being challenged. We should know very, very soon. And this 5th wave might have started already. So that's sort of the structure overall that I'm observing. This move up could be a diagonal. It could also be an impulse. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I'd rather warn, okay? And if all of this is a diagonal, then just be aware that this here could be a difficult part, yeah, because it would be an ABC structure, could be extremely messy. But first of all, let's assume it's an impulse. I sort of started to assume that recently. Before that, I assumed it was a diagonal. It doesn't make a great difference. It will have an impact, though, how the wave 5 is developing and the actual structure of the wave 5. If all of this is an impulse, the wave 5 is a 5-wave move. If all of this is a diagonal, the wave 5 is an ABC. But generally, a wave 5 is never great because a wave 5 can be a diagonal itself, okay? It could be weak, you know. We'll talk about that. But the bottom line is I still expect one more high. I'm at least watching for one more high. Okay, if that happens directly from here, if that move up starts from here, or if we reset a little lower in this larger orange support area, time will tell, but that's why we need to observe the relevant structures to get an understanding of, okay, when do we have to expect a reset of this larger wave 4? Because, as I said, it's a 5-wave move up. At the moment, we can justify the perspective that wave 4 already bottomed here recently around the 8th of January. That's sort of my perspective at the moment, but it's obviously getting challenged right now. And I said to you, the move up it's poor quality. So it really only could work if this move up is an ending diagonal, because again, this move up, only 3 waves, right? So we have an ABC in wave 1, we have an ABC in wave 2, and here, a flat structure in wave 2, basically an expanded flat. And then the 3rd wave would be next, could take us to $18, yeah. But we're now deep in support for a wave 2. So I'm going to zoom in further in a minute, but after wave 2 of 5, we should get a wave 3, then a 4 and a 5. Should take us to $21 plus. Bear in mind that the $18.30 level is a very important resistance level. If we make that a little bit larger, and if I zoom in a little bit, then you can see here the structure, and you can see that the C wave down basically has now the 5 waves that we talked about yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So surely, you know, it would be ideal for it to turn around now. Reality is, however, that a sustained break below $13.14, which is the 78.6 retrace, will mean that most likely we're also going to see a break below this 8th of January low. So that would only mean that the wave 4 here is still unfolding. It might just break briefly below the trend channel and recover, or we might see a move down to $11. See, all of that wouldn't be a problem from a bullish point of view. What would be slightly annoying would be a break below the trend channel's lower boundary line. However, we have a lot of space still in this support area. I mean, Link can use the entire space down to $9.75. It's the support that I already mentioned months ago. But the support area was touched already twice. The first time in November and then most recently in January. And it's the area that's relevant generally below 1288, between 1288 and 975. As long as 975 is holding overall, we can keep the perspective alive that one more high is likely in wave 5 of 1. Okay, so that's sort of basically what I'm watching for. And in the short term, wave 5 could have started already. It's just the $13.14 level that needs to hold. Link did hold very well in recent days, but now obviously it's coming down together with Bitcoin. It seems like, by the way, we're moving right now, 39.7K for Bitcoin. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I think the levels are very clear. The upside targets are clear as well. The overall structure hasn't really changed. Any shifts really only appear on the microstructure, so it doesn't really have an impact on the bigger picture. That's my update at the moment about Link. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.